If you lost money in crypto, do this to bounce back stronger and make life-changing gains with the power of cryptocurrency and especially Bitcoin. What's up, guys? My name is Tariq, and on this channel, I make videos about cryptocurrency and kind of couple them with real life topics that matter. So in this video, I wanted to kind of quickly give you guys a serious, workable plan. If you lost money in cryptocurrency, if you lost most of your savings, you got wiped out with leverage, or you bought altcoins and it went to zero, hopefully this video will help you bounce back stronger and make some real money. So let's get right into it, okay? So the first thing you need to do is you really need to focus on crypto portfolio allocation. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. They keep talking about research and finding the best coins, but at the end of the day, portfolio allocation is so important. And the reason I know this is because I've been also investing in the stock market for over 20 years, and I know how important it is to have proper portfolio allocation, and this applies to crypto as well. So the first tip I would give you guys is get yourself a crypto journal, or you can do this online as well, like Word or whatever, or on your MacBook or whatever. But you need to kind of sit down and jot down how you want to invest your money and the allocation. What I mean by allocation is you've got two types of crypto investments, in my opinion. You've got long-term investments, right? So this would be in good, solid coins like Bitcoin. And then you have more shorter-term investments. These are things like, in my opinion, altcoins and trading with leverage. And in my opinion, you want to do a 90-10 split. So you want to put 90% of your money in a trustworthy cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin's the oldest cryptocurrency. It has the highest market cap. It has the most institutional investors, the most money from Wall Street. They've got a ton of people holding Bitcoin via ETFs. Okay, a lot of people use Bitcoin as a savings account. So it's trustworthy. So I would recommend putting around 90% of your capital in Bitcoin to start out, and 10% of your capital in things like altcoins or trading with leverage. This is going to help you a lot, because if you have 90% of your money in something safe like Bitcoin, you can't get wiped out. One big mistake a lot of people make is they have 100% of their money using leverage, or 100% of their money in risky altcoins. This is a recipe for disaster. So like I said, guys, once again, write down your cryptocurrency investment plan, because crypto is an investment, okay? It's just like anything else. You need a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So make sure you get yourself a journal or something like that. You can start a blog, YouTube channel, however you guys want to document your stuff. Get your plan down and follow your plan to a T. And then you're going to have to rebalance your portfolio if you make money with altcoins or leverage. Okay, so if you have like 90% Bitcoin and 10% altcoins, and the altcoins move higher than Bitcoin, make sure you're rebalancing your portfolio every month or every quarter, so to keep your allocation. This is a mistake I made early on. I didn't rebalance my portfolio. I had way too much money and leverage, and I lost a lot of the money and leverage when the market turned against me. Now, the good thing is I had still been saving in Bitcoin, but I would have been better off if I just rebalanced my portfolio. So after you have your portfolio allocation, make sure to rebalance. I recommend rebalance it every month or every 3 months, every quarter. Okay, guys. The second thing we're going to talk about is that most altcoins are a scam. Now, I did an entire video on this. I'm going to put it in the description below. But just realize that most altcoins are scams. So a lot of reasons why a lot of people are getting wiped out is because you don't understand that there's two types of crypto. There's Bitcoin, and then there's everything else. So most of these altcoins are scams. Okay, they're basically backed by marketers, promoters, insiders, venture capitalists. They end up having a ton of these coins, and they kind of even have pre-sales, okay? And they kind of huddle all these coins together, and then they market these coins through social media to pump the price out, and they dump them on you, and then that's it. There is no recovery because the insiders have sold. So when the insiders dump their bags on you, guess what? The coin probably won't recover. And this happens thousands and thousands and thousands of times all over the cryptocurrency market. A lot of people get wiped out, and that's why they lose their money. So just realize that most altcoins are a scam. If you're going to invest in altcoins, I recommend sticking to like the top 20. But even then, most of those coins are going to go basically to zero against Bitcoin. So like I said, just make sure if you keep your portfolio allocation, start out, if you're a beginner or you lost everything and you're starting again, start out 90% long-term like investment like Bitcoin, 10% altcoins or leverage, and go from there. And the third thing we want to talk about, the third thing that was really, really important is understanding and managing your emotions in the crypto market. So you got to understand that emotions drive all markets pretty much, especially cryptocurrency. In cryptocurrency, it's like actually, it's actually like emotions on steroids. Okay, we've seen it. Some of these coins have pumped to the moon. It's been insane. Okay, so like I said, make sure that you are buying fear and selling greed. So what I mean by that is when everyone's afraid to own a specific cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or whatever, you want to buy it. Okay, you can track all of this using the crypto greed and fear index. I'm put a link to that as well. You can just simply check that. They have it listed on most of these um, these crypto market cap websites. Okay, things like Coin Market Cap, CoinGecko, whatever. Or you can actually check it on online and just Google it. Okay, but you want to monitor this. And usually, when things start to get really fearful, that's a good time to buy. That's when you should be buying. So you need to buy fear, right? You buy when there's blood in the streets. You be greedy when others are fearful. Whatever way you want to kind of think about it, you need to buy when other people are too afraid to own a specific crypto. And then the flip side is you want to sell greed. So when people are posting all over social media, I made so much money, look at my account, blah, blah, blah. What everyone's saying, this is the next coin that's going to go to the moon. That's when you need to take profits. And the easiest way to take profits, you can do it two ways. You can either take a haircut, which is like sell 10, 20% of your position and keep the rest, or you can sell half of the position or all of the position and take your profits. But it's really important to take profits because a profit is a profit. And in my opinion, when you take profits on other coins other than Bitcoin, it's a really good idea to take those profits and then rebalance your portfolio. Prime example, let's say you've got $900 in Bitcoin and $100 in altcoins, and then those altcoins pump. Then let's say you turn your $100 in altcoins into $900. So now your portfolio has grown from $1,000 to $1,800. It would be a good idea to sell some of your altcoins and rebalance your portfolio. So that means out of that $900 in altcoins, maybe you want to sell at least half of it. Okay, take that $450, buy it back into Bitcoin. What you're doing is you're just rebalancing everything. So in case the altcoin loses all its value, you don't lose all of your profits. And I actually got this strategy from Da Vinci. He's one of the oldest kind of YouTubers that talks about Bitcoin in general. Really good strategy. So like I said, just taking profits on these altcoins, rolling the profits back into Bitcoin. I think he called it the little old lady strategy, something like that. Anyway, it works. So that way you're just rebalancing. You're always keeping the majority of your capital in a safe, stable cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. That way you won't lose your shirt, you won't lose all your gains. Because nothing's worse than having some of these altcoins and watching them pump to the moon and then they crash all the way back down. You didn't take your profits. So like I said, guys, make sure you sell greed, buy fear. And that's it. So I want to cover these commonly asked questions about when you're losing money in crypto in the first place. So some of these questions are really important. I think they'll just help you kind of stay in the game and not get too emotional and kind of rage quit on crypto. The first way to recover is to have a proper portfolio allocation. So if you lose everything, get a portfolio allocation, right? Start a plan, follow the plan. Take your income, make sure that you're following your portfolio allocation to a T. That's the quickest way to recover. The reason why I say Bitcoin 90% is simply because Bitcoin is up 70% compounding annual growth over the last 10 years annually. So it's just like a savings account that pays you 70% a year, which has been absolutely phenomenal over the last decade. So obviously that's not guaranteed to continue, but the returns are there for Bitcoin. Don't ignore Bitcoin as a cornerstone of your portfolio. Number two, dealing with family. Most people don't own cryptocurrency, nor do they understand it. So if you've lost money in crypto or whatever, and your family's, you're scared to tell your family, don't worry, because your family probably doesn't even have any crypto anyway, and they definitely don't understand it. Just understand that crypto is the future, okay, of finance. Okay, we're currently in Web 2.0. You guys are watching this video that I posted in 2 dimensions, right? But we're moving to the metaverse, which is Web 3.0, which is 3 dimensions. So just realize that if you're into crypto, whether you lost money or made money, you're a very, very early investor in cryptocurrency. I think global crypto adoption is like 3%, which means 97% of the people don't have any. So don't worry. You can, like I said, if you lost a lot of money, it can be very difficult. You might want to try talking to a counselor or a therapist. But the quickest way to bounce back is just to admit you made a mistake, Have a proper crypto portfolio allocation. Don't deviate away from your allocation. Stick to your rules and get back in the game. Okay. Like I said, if you really believe in crypto, then like I said, get back in the game. If it's difficult to tell family and things like that, use that as motivation. If you've lost a lot of money, use that as fuel for you to come back stronger and make even more money than you lost. Because I'll tell you, a lot of successful people in crypto and just life in general have had failures before they've won. I mean, it happens all the time. Okay, it happens to professional athletes, celebrities. You'd be surprised how many people have failed before they win. So just like I said, be delicate with your family, talk to a counselor, therapist if you need to, and just face your fears and let them know that if you even lost money, that you're determined to make it back by following a strict crypto portfolio allocation and letting Bitcoin and the magic of of its compounded annual growth make you wealthier over time. And the third thing we're going to talk about is if you want to quit crypto. It's fine if you want to quit crypto, I understand it, but just realize that it's the future of finance. You're probably missing out on one of the biggest generational wealth opportunities, probably in most of your guys' lifetimes, depending on how old you are and watching this. There's a reason Wall Street got involved in crypto in January 2024. They're not stupid. They want to stay rich, and the only way they stay rich is to change with the times. So they're putting money into crypto. Michael Saylor and Strategy are have over 500,000 Bitcoin. Companies like GameStop are adding crypto to their balance sheet. This is a real thing. I wouldn't be surprised if the next 5 to 10 years, the majority of Wall Street companies that are successful have Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. It's just, this is the way things are going. So if you're going to leave crypto, if you're going to move on from it, just remember you could be making the biggest mistake of your life. Why not just sit back, create a simple crypto portfolio based on a super sound allocation, like 90% Bitcoin, 10% altcoins or leverage, and go from there. And just you don't have to put so much money in, okay? If you guys lost like $10,000, maybe start again, just put $1,000 in. Like I said, at the end of the day, this is the future of finance. So if you leave too early, you could regret it. So I hope this answered a lot of questions. Hope this give you guys a lot of value. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys enjoy my channel, please give this video a like and subscribe for more videos. And that's all I got for now. Until next time, guys, take care.